ain't gonna be on here too long. But nah, how y'all doing? See the title? All the elephants in the room, all the prayer warriors. You've been praying, you've been saying your prayers. Well, it's time to reap those rewards. It's time for those prayers to be answered. Well, the prayers have been answered, like the prayers have been being answered consistently, but as an imperfect being, or not to overcomplicate it, just as an imperfect person, sometimes we stall ourselves. That's a good word. We stall ourselves when that engine is ready to kick over. You might not know how to drive stick manual, so you shift wrong, or you don't put the clutch in long enough, and then you try to take off, and then you stall. But this is not that time. It's like having an automatic, self-driving, autonomous mobile. A self-driving, automatic, autonomous automobile. That's what it's gonna start feeling like. You're gonna feel like yourself, or you're gonna feel like a different version of yourself. You're gonna feel like you just peel off it, like a whole layer of that onion to your soul, and you're gonna start feeling new. You're gonna start feeling like a new, truer version of you. I call it that. Because when the elephants march, we never used to understand the elephant in the room term. But now, but now we understand what the elephant in the room means. It means that the universe sent you to that particular place, to that particular area, to that particular building, or that particular room. Let's address the elephant in the room. It's the awkward person, it's the weird person, it's the one that don't really follow what everybody else is doing. They do their own thing. They're not caught up in, what's trendy. They rather set their own trends. Sometimes the elephant in the room is somebody that always have to use what they got to get what they need or to get to where they're going. And it's not necessarily saying tricking, but yeah, it's tricking, right? But it's all about what you're selling, right? In order to be good in sales, you got to be able to sell yourself. I'm gonna change this. All right, that should be better. But you want to be good in sales, you got to be good at selling. You got to sell yourself in order to sell anything that you got, right? And in order to be in order to be able to sell anything, like I said, you got to be able to sell yourself, but it depends, you know, what you're selling, right? Some people sell their physical body, some people sell their knowledge, some people sell their time, some people sell their leverage, whatever they have to leverage. Some people sell lies, some people sell the truth. And that's probably the most expensive thing that you could sell is the truth. Because people don't necessarily want the truth. They want to be caught up in the lies. They want to be caught up in the drama. They want to be caught up in the manipulations. They want to be caught up in that because that's what they know. That's what they have to sell. But when the truth steps in, that's the elephant in the room. When the truth steps in, somebody that's being their true self, somebody that's telling the truth, somebody that's not trying to make up something or try to fit in or try to, you know, categorize themselves, somebody that just walks in as themselves, somebody that just walks in as their whole being. They're not more than what they decorate themselves to be. Meaning whoever they are underneath those clothes, it shines through whatever they got on. Even if they got a crooked smile or some chipped tooth or chipped teeth, it's what's behind that smile. It's the glow. It's the emotions. It's the energy that comes with that being, that person. That's why for a lot of that's a lot. That's why for a lot of people, it's harder to tell when they're being manipulated or when they're being lied to. And for some people, it's easy for them to tell when they're being manipulated and when they're being lied to because when you step in the room as the truth, as your truth, you'll be able to tell when anybody is lying. My father taught me how to lie before he taught me how to tell the truth. I ain't even gonna get into that. But my father taught me right from wrong, taught me to do the right thing, taught me to be myself and be different. Don't be like everybody else. Don't want what everybody else have. Granted, he only did that because we were poor, physically, not mentally, right? We didn't have, you know, all the money in the world to buy gifts and all this stuff like that. So the priorities were important, but he always taught me to do the right thing, not want what other people have. Don't chase after this person. Don't run after that person. And he did it in a way that made me feel shame to do it. Right. My father is my first and my greatest teacher. Because if you can't shame anybody, you can't change anybody. Sometimes you got to shame people into change. If they don't feel no shame about the things that they do, they'll do all those things to you. If they don't feel bad for telling a lie, if they don't feel bad for hurting you or doing you wrong, ain't no change in that. Ain't no shame in that. Ain't no shame that they feel, and ain't nothing they feel like they need to do in order to make it right, in order to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is easy, but it's the hardest thing to do. That's why it's hard for people to be true. Nowadays, lies is like not only is it like the trending thing to do, but it's like people treat it as it's supposed to be so, right? You're supposed to just lie and make up this and make up that. And then they tag and label it as creation. That's just another form of manipulation. And it's heavy in the spiritual community because the only thing that is controlling this world is spirituality. However they want to cover it, however they want to label it, it's all spiritual. That's why they say in the when you start going to church, they talk about spiritual warfare. They let you know before they start manipulating you that this is spiritual warfare and commence to manipulation. But when you the truth, when you the elephant in the room, You don't have to decorate yourself in no other form or fashion. You don't have to decorate yourself in any lies. You don't have to manipulate anybody to, try to be cool. They're gonna look at you weird. They're gonna look at you like you weird because you don't have the same shoes that they have on that everybody else have on in the classroom. Or they look at you weird because you're not dressed the same way that everybody is dressed at the Oscars. Like when Adam Sandler went to the Oscars and he had a hoodie on and some basketball shorts, and then the dude on the stage with the microphone, he had to point it out so he can look cool in front of everybody that's in the room because he felt like everybody is dressed the same and that one is dressed different because that one came in as themselves. They came in as their truth. They came in as the truth. And they don't need anybody else's approval to show that they are who they are. And he commenced to sit down. He wasn't talking to nobody. Adam Sandler was minding his business. He was watching everything go on and everything happening. And then the guy with the microphone had to point it out. Look, the different one. When you're different, they're gonna want to point it out. But you gotta stand in your truth. You gotta stand in who you are. You gotta stand in your authenticity. So ain't no way that they could belittle me. Cause ain't nothing little about me. I tell y'all all the time, I'm 50 feet tall, nigga. This Metatron, the fucking elephant in the room. It's the march of the elephant. Elephants are so soft and nice and kind. You piss an elephant off, stomp all over your motherfucking ass. And elephants have the softest feet. You could poke their feet and it'll go just like how my hat moving. You poke the elephant foot like that. But then they stomp on your fucking ass and usually your bones turn into dust. They start using your shit for voodoo. The elephants, the march of the elephant. When the elephants start marching, all other animals get the fuck out the way. Even the lions get the fuck out the way when damn elephants start marching. They don't want no piece of that. If it ain't a baby elephant that don't know itself, that's caught out in the wilderness, because they got separated from the pack, then they will fuck with that elephant. They think that they could fuck with the little elephants until a big motherfucking elephant see that shit looking for the little elephant and they start kicking shit the fuck over. Don't fuck with that little one. You might not see you the predators, right? They hungry. So they look for easy prey. They don't think about the big motherfucker that's sitting watching in the distance. Like when that lion was getting attacked by all them hyenas wasn't thinking about that motherfucking lion that was coming down the savannah. They was thinking, oh, we got this motherfucker right here. And as soon as that other lion came in, every single one of them fucking hyenas started running. They didn't see the fucking lion watching his brother in the distance on his way over. The whole time he was on his way over while that lion over there getting beat up. He ain't run, he ain't do nothing. He knew his brother could stand his ground by all the motherfucking hyenas trying to be a predator, thinking that the lion gonna be prey. Nah, that motherfucking lion trotting, just trotting. Soon as he got close, he ain't raw. He ain't make no sound like a cat, moving like a cat. You don't hear an elephant when an elephant walk. You will see that motherfucker though. And then when the elephants start marching, all the animals get the fuck out the way. The birds fly away. The lions start scattering. The hyenas you don't even see hyenas. Shit. Just because you eat from the earth don't mean you a bottom feeder. A bottom feeder is somebody that'll eat off somebody else's plate. That's what a bottom feeder is. but they gonna have to be hungry because the March of the Elephant starts in May. I'm just early. I might be late to the world parties, but I'm early to the spiritual shit. And I'm letting y'all know when May starts, that's when the elephants are gonna start marching. The prayers, all the prayer warriors, you've been praying through it, praying over it, and pray about it, pray over it, and pray through it. All them prayers about to start getting answered in May. Come what may, the March of the Elephants. I'm out. Love y'all. Hope y'all have an amazing day. It's Saturday. Happy Sabbath. Hope y'all fasted. Hope y'all had y'all water, had y'all coffee, had whatever y'all want. Live your life. You here to destroy this world. This world can't destroy you. You here to devour this world. This world can't devour you unless you allow it. But just like that baby elephant, just like that lion that was getting attacked by all them hyenas, you got somebody watching over you. And just when you think it's over, your protection drops in. Nigga, I ain't wearing camouflage for no reason. I ain't a bush. I ain't wearing camouflage for no reason. It's the March of the Elephants. Everything is a statement piece. It's hunting season. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm the only motherfucking zodiac with a weapon. And I'm hunting, baby.